Yeah, obviously really disappointed. We put ourselves in position to have a chance to win the game. Didn't get it done. Pretty disappointed locker room. It's tough as a coach because I'm really proud of our team. I'm proud of our guys. You're playing the champ, team that's been the champ in our league the last 2 years, and deservedly so. They're really good. It's any of those, use a boxing analogy, any of those fights, man, it's going to be back and forth, and you're going to take some licks. And boy, did we take some licks. We got down 17-0. We got down 29-14 going in the fourth quarter. And things didn't look good in either moment. And we just told them all week, guys, the recipe for winning is we just got to keep getting back up. They knock you down, you just got to keep getting back up. And after a while, you just keep getting back up. You keep getting back up, and things are going to go our way, and we'll make some plays. And that's what happened. Obviously we came up short. I thought defensively, man, they hung in there and played really well with the exception of the one long touchdown run. We knew the explosive plays is what we had to limit. I think they had two big ones that I'm aware of, the long run and then the pass down the sidelines when we jumped off sides. We were able to hold them to a field goal on the second one. Got the sudden change turnover in the first quarter, held them to 3. That was huge. They got a short field, I think, on the second. I think everybody knew whoever was going towards the scoreboard today, the wind was brutal. They had it in the first and third, and you saw what happened. We had it in the second and fourth, and you saw what happened. Whoever had the win won the quarter, and we just didn't win our 2 quarters by enough. Offensively, I think it really killed us was the first 2 drives of the second half. It was hard early, but that was a little bit to be expected because they're really good. But, when we had the momentum, even though it was 23-14, to start with a holding penalty on our first 2 drives, get you to 1st and 20 and go 3 and out. You just can't do that. They were able to eat the clock even though we held them field goals and really shortened the game and never got in a rhythm until it was a little bit too late. So really proud of our guys, not proud of the outcome. They're really disappointed, and we'll just regroup, go to next week.
Do you have an update on Tanner? And before the injury, did you consider putting Preston in there?
No, I did. Tanner will know more. I don't know the exact diagnosis. I know he was out. I think it's a concussion, but I don't know.
Got it.
I don't think it's anything season-threatening. I think, who knows for next week. Probably won't know till tomorrow or Monday. But I don't know. He told me after the first or second drive of the third quarter is whenever it was we pulled him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it happened in the second quarter or the third. That's all still to be known. But that's when he said something and we got him out, and which was the right move. And I thought Preston came in and did a nice job. I think he'd be the first to tell you, he being Tanner, he wasn't playing his best, especially throwing into that wind, missed some throws. We missed some throws and catches on some short stuff that you can't miss. Never allowed us to kind of get going. I thought the drives we scored, we were able to mix in the run and pass pretty well, but I don't think it's severe, but I don't know for sure.
How much did the wind alter your playbook, either in the passing game or the decision to kick?
Well, it definitely affects the kicking game. I think they've got an incredible kicker, and even late, they were going for it on 4th and whatever, until they really got it close enough they felt like he could bang one through, and even then, he had to drive it so hard we blocked it. When he was kicking with the wind, he'd have been good from like 70, I think.
Yeah.
So, in terms of kickoffs, it was out of the end zone one way and it was hanging to the 10 the other. I think any quarterback will tell you they'd rather play in the rain than the wind any day of the week. It's just hard. And so, as you see when you're going into the wind, you have to really try to drive the ball, and you miss some intermediate throws. And it did. In the first and third quarter, you're going, we can't really push the ball vertically down the field. And against their defense, the way they play, the way they it's tough anyways, but you have to be able to hit some explosive plays. And we weren't able to do that in the passing game really most of the day, but in the first and third quarter, you really are a little bit limited in that. Then you see in the second and fourth quarter, now you're throwing with a 20-mile-an-hour wind, like the ball sails on you and you overthrow people. So I think both quarterbacks today was tough.
Was there a thought after the touchdown late in the first half, add on the penalty, you're kicking off from the 50, was there a thought of trying an onside kick to try and steal some points?
It's a great question. Most of the time I would say yes. You get the ball at midfield. But I think, and I don't know the exact amount of time, was there a minute and a half? No, there's like less than that, right? 20 seconds. Okay, sorry, 20 seconds. So, you think of the way the first half went, we're down 17-0. Now it's 20-14 going into half. We got all the momentum. You kick an onside kick there, don't get it, they throw one 15, 20-yard pass and kick a field goal or something. Yes, they were going into the wind, but it's just not worth it. We knew we could boom it out of the end zone. I assumed, and they did, they'd take a knee. So I think if there was 7 minutes left in the quarter, maybe. But with 15, 20 seconds, it probably wasn't worth the risk of giving them a chance to get something out of it.
What was the message you gave your guys in the locker room after the game?
After the game? Similar to what I told you just a minute ago. Look, I mean, I think last year, I don't know. I mean, I don't like talking about last year because it's two different teams. I wasn't here. But it was 41-0 at the end of the third quarter, and it felt like 70-0. You know, it's a really good football team. And, you know, I didn't know this. Brad told me. I think that's the closest anybody's played them in their win streak or whatever. None of that matters. We lost. What I told them is I'm proud of them because I am. We asked them to do one thing. Play hard and just keep getting up. They're going to hit us. They're really good. Get up, keep swinging. And I mean that as a boxing analogy. And they did. They just kept getting up, and they just kept getting up. In other words, they didn't quit. They kept playing. They kept playing. They kept playing, and good things happened. And, you know, most of the time in life, if you do what you're asked to do or you do what you should do, things work out your way, but not always. That's life. I don't know why, you know, we go to Maryland, play good football, we don't win, lose by a score. TCU game is what it is. You know, the second half UCF, we're playing good people, and we got to find a way to beat them. You know, that's where we want our program to be. We want to be the team that's, you know, being hunted with an 18, 19 game, whatever it is, conference win streak. In order to do that, you got to beat them. We didn't get that done today, but I'm proud of them. You know, and if we'll stick together, if we'll keep playing hard, whoever's healthy and available to play next week, you know, we got a good team. We got good kids. They're together. They fight hard. I think what we've shown this year is we're resilient. We play hard, and we don't quit on each other. I think it's a testament to our players and our coaching staff. So I told them I was proud of them. I'm disappointed. They're disappointed, you know, but they did exactly what we asked them to do.
I know this is a hypothetical, but if you were to get the ball back, what would Colin Rogers' or Brandon Hall's target line be?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, normally I would tell you 35 and in feel pretty good. With that win, you know, I didn't ask Craig. I would have thought if the ball's on the 40. Anything outside of that, I do think Brendan Hall has a little bit more leg. So if we'd got past midfield, it would have been possible. You know, I don't know. We'd probably wanted to be 40 or better to feel decent about it, but it's probably better than a Hail Mary, so that's probably about where it would have been.
You've talked all through the spring and the early part of this season about having two quarterbacks, and both of them were going to help you. And obviously you've seen Preston every day since you got here. Today was his most significant, consequential minutes. Did you see anything or learn anything about him today that you didn't already know based on practice and his early appearances?
I think it just confirmed what I know and what we know. He's a winner, and he's got a really bright future. Man, he just jumped right in. Moment wasn't too big for him. He was very calm, very composed against a really good team, really good defense. I think the drive we scored, it was 29-21. One of the times he threw a completion or something, and they called a penalty, and he just came over and smiled and said, "Hey, we're going to win." Gave me 5. You know, like that's the calm confidence he had. He was just out there playing. And the guys believe in both those guys, and they believe in Preston. I think that shows when he got in. We didn't change what we did. We just went and played, and we were able to go on 2 scoring drives.
Brett, the defense had to be very encouraging for you. I mean, they bent, but they didn't break.
Yeah.
And they seemed to rise to the occasion whenever they were moving down there and held them to field goals. How do you feel about that?
I feel like our defense played really well. Like I said, other than the long, explosive touchdown run, they played really good football. I mean, we knew that we were going to have to play hard, try to get them in third down, get off the field. Probably could have done a better job of that, but because they were pretty good on third down. But we had the big 4th and 1 stop. To your point, kept balling up. I think there was 3 straight drives in the second half where we weren't doing anything offensively, and our defense was able to hold them to 2 field goals and a blocked field goal. The opening interception of the game, hold them to a field goal. Like they bowed up in the red zone like we told them we were going to have to do. And like I said, we knew if we could limit explosive plays, we felt like we could bow up in the red zone and do those things, we'd have a chance to win. And we did have a chance to win. We just didn't get it done. But I'm really proud of them. I think it shows that we're getting better. We can have a good defense. And I think it gives those guys a lot of confidence. They played really hard.
And the defense didn't get worn down this time like in previous.
Correct. And, you know, because offensively, especially in the first and third quarter, we weren't staying on the field, and they were, you know, that obviously kills our time of possession. But when you start talking about total plays, it was 77-71. So, yeah, I mean, I think, to your point, they finished the fourth quarter. With the exception of that last third down, we'd like to get the ball back. They played really well. Especially, I mean, 9 points in the second half, I think. We should have had a chance to win.
With the win, when did you realize the win was going to be that much of a factor?
We knew going into the week, the forecast said it was going to be windy. We knew pretty much when we got here it was. You know, we expected them to defer if they did, so we got the ball. So we knew they would have the win in the first half, or the first quarter, excuse me, to get off to a good start. And again, you know, 20-14, think, well, hey, we can take the win in the third quarter, but man, that fourth quarter, you're going to need it. Game-winning kicks, all those kind of things. At 20-14, you're playing to be in the game in the fourth quarter. You're not playing for anything else. So we took the win for the fourth quarter. And, you know, obviously the third quarter just got us behind a little bit too much to make it happen. But we knew it would affect the kicking game for sure. It probably ended up affecting the passing game a little more than we'd hoped, but that's part of it.
Got one more?
I know a loss is a loss, but is there a different feeling after this one than maybe some of the others of, you know, maybe putting up a better fight in the fourth quarter, not letting it get away in the fourth quarter the way that, you know, some of the other ones did a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only game that got away from us was UCF. So could we have played better, you know, to his point on defense in the fourth quarter? Some other games, yes. Could we have finished or whatever? And we didn't. No, I mean, we lost. We didn't come here today to play in close. We came here today to win. We don't ever say, hey, we're going to play in close. So I do think, again, you know, in the building our program to the level we want to be at, you can see progress being made. But no, we came here to win. So there's no moral victories.